Hey guys, it's B Scott here. Welcome to another episode of Ride Along. I'm here with B-Man.
What up, guys?
We're going to do our Elimination Chamber predictions, which takes place next Saturday in Toronto.
Yeah, it's a little early, but we're going to the SmackDown, so...
And we've got a little story about one of B-Man's shorts that he posted on his YouTube. Interesting comments.
Yeah, I'll say.
So let's get right into it. The Chamber's next Saturday.
Yeah, and so far it's looking like, B Scott kind of knows what's going on in SmackDown, but I haven't watched it yet. But as it stands right now, there's like 4 or 5 matches, and there's no title matches at all. So that's freaking weird.
Question about the Chamber. Can we pick 2 people who we think are going to win it? Because there's a lot of people.
I guess if you want to.
So we can do like our first pick and our second pick, like almost like the Rumble?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay. And also like we can pick the numbers that they're going to come in at. Or no, you don't like that? Okay. I was just wondering now. Okay.
So, let's see what we got. It looks like we got us a tag team match playa. Holla, holla, holla. I think it's Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Trish Stratus, because of course she would come back because it's Toronto.
Of course.
And Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
So who do you got?
Obviously, I'm gonna pick Trish and Tiffany.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm probably gonna. It's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah.
Get Tiffany a win, build her up towards Charlotte at WrestleMania. Speaking of which, we finally know who both the Royal Rumble winners are picking. We got Jey Uso picking Gunther and Charlotte Flair picking Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
So that's honestly, I'm just off on a little tangent here for a second. It's so far, like, I understand that there's still 6 or so weeks to go, and they have to get through the Chamber first and everything, but compared to last year, honestly, this year's WrestleMania seems more like WrestleMania, if I'm being completely honest. Because so we'll get to the Chamber stuff in a second, but so far we got Jey Uso versus Gunther, which we've seen before, like 4 times now, and Jay's lost every time.
Yeah.
And Charlotte versus Tiffany, and it's just like, okay, I guess. Charlotte's kind of like acting like a heel, because like she normally is, and I don't know who's gonna win that, but I frankly don't really care. Then we got a bunch of other rumored matches, like Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest for some reason. Then they literally say it's gonna be like a nothing kind of match, which is kind of dumb, because considering the 2024 Drew's had, it's kind of makes you think, like, why is he just being given this random spot on I guess a random opponent, you know? But anyway, let's get off of that. Let's go move on to Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match.
That's tough. I'm gonna go Sami Zayn.
I'm gonna say no contest.
Really?
They're just gonna like beat the, because there's no rules. They can just beat the holy hell out of each other, and like nobody actually wins, kind of thing. Even if it does, I guess if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Kevin Owens, but I think it's gonna be a no contest. I think they're just gonna beat each other, and then gonna head to, unless Randy Orton comes back, maybe. But again, we don't know whose side he's gonna be on, because he could easily go after Kevin for trying to take him out and end his career, but he could also go. He could also help Kevin and just be like, well, you know what? I when I was out, I thought long and hard about what Kevin Owens was saying, and I think he's right. And they go after Cody, and I'm going after Cody eventually, because Cody's got his own match set up for WrestleMania possibly. But yeah, if I had to pick a winner, I'd probably say Kevin Owens, but I think it's just gonna be a no contest. What else? Well, he can't go just yet. There's somebody in his way.
There was nobody in his way.
It was just a second ago.
I know, but he could have got over faster.
Anyway. So what about the women's chamber? What do we got? We got Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Bianca, Naomi, the other 2, shit. Bianca, Naomi. Fuck, can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna probably get spoilers, but I gotta look up the.
Is Roxanne in it?
Yeah, I said her already.
You He's got to look it up, folks.
My phone was fucking.
Isn't Bianca in it?
That's what I said.
Oh.
I said Bianca, Naomi, Liv, and Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who was in it too. Not Live Valkyria.
No. Oh, Bailey and Alexa Bliss. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Like the field, because whoever wins is going to challenge Rhea Ripley, right?
Yeah.
But the only one I think would be mildly interesting is Bianca, because we've seen Liv versus Rhea like, I don't know, a dozen times by now.
Yeah.
Alexa just came back, and I think they're going to be doing stuff with the Wyatt Six with her.
Yeah.
Roxanne's literally just got to the main roster, so I don't know. And I think they're going to have a feud with Bailey for WrestleMania. I don't know for sure, but I think that's where they're going. And Naomi's just like, it's.
Well, they've got that whole thing with.
Yeah, we don't know. They might have the whole thing with Jade Cargill, yeah.
And then, obviously, I think it was either Bianca or Naomi. It was an inside job.
I know both of them.
That's true.
Because I think the whole Liv and Raquel thing's a red herring.
Yeah. So I think who's gonna win? I'm gonna pick Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss as my two.
I'm gonna say Bianca and probably Liv, because I know Liv's been done, but honestly, I can't think of any better options.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on now to the men's shaper. We got Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena, and Logan Paul.
No, so this is an interesting one. So for this one, I'm going to say who I want to win and who I think will win. My two who I want to win are Logan Paul and CM Punk. Who I think will win is John Cena.
Why Logan Paul, though?
I don't know. I just want him to win. Like, he's one of my favorites.
You heard it here, folks. Be scared like scumbags. I don't know. Like, this is what I was saying earlier, because none of them really seem all that exciting to face Cody. Because, I guess you got John Cena, but it's just like, why? You know? It's like, who really cares? Okay, yeah.
Well, I want.
Because
it's his retirement tour.
Yeah, I know, but still,
Makes sense.
there's rumors he's gonna fight Logan Paul at WrestleMania, though.
So in the chamber, the two do something, and then it leads to Mania.
But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if it's his last WrestleMania, I don't really care if he like wins his 17th or not. But
but the company does, because it's his farewell tour.
Yeah, but if they're also planning to have him versus Logan Paul, it's kind of a lackluster for your last WrestleMania. It was like when Kurt Angle faced Baron Corbin.
That's true.
It's just like,
unless they make that match like a.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's something I forgot. We talk about that. We're just passing square one. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second. But
so that's just my thoughts on the men's chamber.
Yeah, no, I know.
Different storylines that could happen. Obviously, McIntyre's in there, although he's on SmackDown. Things could happen.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I think a SmackDown guy, it's either Cena or it's going to be a SmackDown guy, because. But that's the problem, because I don't fucking know. It's so. I guess that's a good thing. It's so open, you don't really know, because it could be Punk. I pray to God it's not Logan Paul. They've done that already. Cena, I could care less about either way, but I kind of hope he doesn't face Logan Paul, because that's kind of lackluster for his last ever WrestleMania match. But I guess if they want to finally give him a win after like how many 5-6 years now.
Oh, and also, sorry, one more thing to add. How much you want to bet Logan Paul makes a 51st state comment?
Maybe.
Because he's got to get heat, right? And yeah. And
he gets heat by just existing.
As well, like with this whole trade war, how much merch are they going to sell? Because it's an American company. And it'll be interesting to see if everyone buys up with the Canadian wrestlers and not the American. It'll be interesting to see if the trade war plays into it. It'll be something to watch. Even if they play the anthem, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, I really don't know who's going to win this one because there's a lot of different possibilities, but all of them just seem kind of meh.
Yeah.
Because there's okay, so let's run through everything before I get my pick. So we could have Logan Paul versus John Cena, or we could have Cena versus Cody, or there's a small possibility we could see Drew McIntyre. I don't think it'll be Damian Priest. There's no story behind it. McIntyre, at least he's a heel. Priest and Cody. But if it's a babyface versus babyface match, it's just like, really, who cares?
Yeah.
You don't really know who to cheer for. Who else? What else? Are you in the right lane?
Yeah, where?
Because the 401's that way.
401 West.
No, East and West.
Well, this also said East as well.
I just see the...
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're right. What was I saying? So Priest versus Cody just kind of seems like, nah, don't really care for that. Punk, I know he wants to go to WrestleMania, be the WrestleMania main event, so maybe he could do it. Because if he doesn't do it now, when is he going to do it? That's another thing too. Like, what are even the WrestleMania main events even going to be? Because there's a possibility that Punk can call in his favor to Heyman and have Roman Heyman tell Roman to come in and eliminate Seth Rollins from the chamber. And then we set up Roman versus Seth, but there's also the possibility of a triple threat: Roman versus Seth versus Punk being one of the night one main events, or one of the main events, like probably night one. But it's it. Okay, I'm gonna lock in CM Punk and I guess John Cena. Those are my two locked in picks. Because everybody else just because Drew McIntyre is just like, if he's gonna be facing Priest, probably that's what they're saying, or he could face LA Knight. I'm kind of hoping LA Knight, but LA Knight could be facing Nakamura. It's just so open-ended, and again, I guess that's not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's just like, well, you only got 5 or 6 weeks left to create a compelling story, so they better freaking do something. Because you had last year, you had the whole, and it was really ramping up around WrestleMania, but you had the whole years-long storyline of Cody trying to finish his story, which was fantastic when he finally did it, but now you don't really have that anymore. So it just seems kind of lackluster, but I'm not giving up hope just yet. So I'm locking in Punk and Cena. All right, and with that, I guess we should move on. Do you want to do my thing, or do you want to talk about the D&D we did?
Let's do the D&D next.
Okay. So last week we went to Dungeons and Dragons experience in Mississauga at Square One.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So we went to the Dungeons and Dragons experience. If you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, it's a role-playing game. It used to be more in person, but now it's online, if that makes any sense. So now, like, they're doing like an immersive experience, which was actually pretty cool. It really was immersive. Acting was amazing. You know, and like the actor stating character, you could basically pick like a different persona, and like there's different like abilities and stuff.
Yeah, it's like one of 4 different races or whatever.
There were different challenges, and you actually had to get physical in them. You had to touch stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then you had to solve like a riddle, and then you could go on to fight the dragon, which was really cool because it's like a 3D immersive thing. And then at the end, there's a gift shop and a bar with themed drinks, which is pretty cool. All in all, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Well, a little less. I give it about a 7. It was good. No, it was good. Like, it was fine for spend a Friday afternoon, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a time thing, by the way. So I think you like
every hour.
Yeah, so they give you about roughly an hour. I think they'll give you a little bit more time if you need it, but you should be able to complete the task within the hour. If you're paying attention, you're looking around when you do the challenges, you can solve the riddles. Sometimes they'll give you a clue as to where the riddle is. What
they
the
never
riddle
gave
is.
me a clue.
Well, they did for me.
Shut.
Yeah, I know I did, but the guy wasn't there when you were doing it.
Oh, that's true.
So it was pretty fun. I gotta say, like, I enjoyed it. It was decent. It was a good time.
I don't know if I'd do it again because you've been there.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, it'd have to be like a long time so you don't actually remember it.
But apparently it's closing in March because that was actually where the old Palladium used to be, and then it was a Nerf place, and apparently
it's going back to being a Nerf place.
Apparently it's under new ownership, and it's going back to being a Nerf place. So.
Yeah, and the way they set up the rooms, you'd never know it used to be a Palladium.
It was like sets. It was totally different. It wasn't.
Yeah. So
the only thing I seen was the manager's office upstairs. But
yeah. So yeah, as I said, you start out. You pay the guy. One of the guides he does. You go through, pick a different. So you can pick a wizard, a druid, a rogue, or a fighter. Pick one of the 4 classes. Then you go.
Picked the rogue. Half the people picked the rogue.
Yeah. And then you go into the next room, and it looks like a bar, but they give you kind of like the storyline of what's going on, and then they lead you into this big room where you got to do all these different challenges and stuff. And some of them are themed to like your class. So if you're like a certain class and you complete a certain challenge, there's like extra stuff. But it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't too bad. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
Makes you wonder what the VIP experience would give you.
Good question. Maybe free drinks or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to check it out, it's only until March break, or something like that. So, go quick. Especially if you're a D&D fan. There's a few people there that actually dressed up, which was kind of neat.
It's a role-playing game.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying, it's pretty neat.
Pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. Mm-hmm. Now for the funny part.
Oh, okay. This is all right. So
B-Man is starting to learn about the internet.
I knew long about the internet.
No, I know, but you're starting to get your haters now.
I've had haters for a while.
Well, the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, well.
You can talk about it because it's your channel.
Yeah. So what happened was I was out this past Wednesday, and I noticed on my way home that one of the sidewalks on a main intersection near where I live, they plowed it, yes, but one section of it was actually like you could walk up on. It was like an actual snow hill on the sidewalk itself, so you could walk up onto it. It was like it went up to about where it would be if it was on the grass, like it hadn't been plowed at all, almost essentially. You can go. If you want, you can check out on the shorts on my channel. It's just like 30 seconds, and I wrote at the bottom I wrote a little caption, be like, what are our taxes even going for? Apparently not snow plowing. And then this guy in the comment section, basically, I'm not gonna like give him free publicity or anything, but
you don't have to say his name.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not getting free publicity, but he was like saying some dumb stuff. So Beast Guy and I, we were both like, well, yeah, pretty much.
He called you an immigrant, and then I said, I played the liberal card and said, how do you know that he's an immigrant? Because B-Man, in most of his videos, if not all, correct me if I'm wrong, never shows his face. And I used to. I do not believe that this man knows you personally, right?
I would assume not.
So then I wrote, how do you know he's an immigrant? How do you not know that he's indigenous? Because indigenous people founded this land, so they're not immigrants. And then he went on and said, well, if they plowed the roads first, I could get to my clients, and then blah, blah, blah. But now here's what I said. I got his point. Okay, if they plow the roads first, that's great. But if they don't plow the sidewalks, people are on the road, and then you can't get to your clients.
And especially if it's at a street, like if it's like a major street, like where this was, it's hella dangerous because you got all that traffic.
Well,
You gotta walk on. If you gotta walk on the street, it's really dangerous. You know.
even where I work, like I work on a side street. People on Monday, when I was out driving, well, it was a holiday here, but actually I drove by my work because I work. I mean, like I live here by my work. There were people walking on the street because they hadn't plowed yet. They had no other choice. So
yeah. Oh, of course,
that's
it's still
why
dangerous
you
on
should
the
plow
side
the
street.
sidewalks first. Then at least.
Well, no, not you know, no, because I think it was I forget where it was. It was somewhere. I want to say Switzerland, but it might have been Sweden. They had they basically the government because I think people were complaining or something about like the sidewalks. The government was like, we'll prioritize plowing the sidewalks and like for all like the daycare and stuff like that. We'll prioritize that, not the roads. And then there was a lot of fucking problems. So I completely understand plowing the street. Get the streets done first. Yes, absolutely.
Or do both at the same time.
Well, I don't know if they could, but anyway, absolutely plow the streets. Heck, even if you want to leave the side street, like plow the side streets, but I get that's lower priority. I understand that, and they're not as are dangerous, but not as dangerous because there's not as much traffic as the main street. So, if you want to plow the side streets, you want to plow the side streets last, fine, but get the main streets done, sidewalk and road, as quickly as you can. Like I know there was a lot of snow, but you plow as many times as you need to. Make sure that sidewalk's clear, because you got people who can't. Because there's all that snow and slush on the ground. Because people slip and they're trying to like carry or push buggies and stuff like that, you know. And they got to do it on the street. Like I said, it's super dangerous.
Well, your neighborhood, there's a lot of community housing buildings, which is like one of the buildings. Those should be prioritized. Same with my mom. She lives in a seniors building. Those should be prioritized, and they aren't. But now here's another thing. Our snow budget compared to other cities like Montreal and up north who get a lot more snow than we do, this is nothing to them. They would have that all done in a day. Durham region, for example, like where my friend lives and actually a co-worker of mine, they had that snow cleared in a day because now, to be fair, Durham region has wider streets, so there's more places to put it. In a city like ours, although Scarborough near here is wider streets, but like near me in the beaches, it's smaller, the streets are smaller, so I get it, there's not a lot of places to put it. But like they really need to prioritize, because like if the snow is a part of the climate change or whatnot, we need to adapt to all this stuff. Like we can't just stand by, like we need to be ready for these natural disasters. Whether it's climate change or not, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but if we know these storms are coming, then we should be ready.
Yeah. Because
it affects the economy. We have to shut schools down. People can't go to work. They can't travel. You know what I mean? Like it affects a lot of different things. Like it's not just climate change, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, plow the streets first, absolutely. Exactly. But make sure you plow the sidewalks, especially on the main streets.
Yeah, of course. Because if someone gets hurt, actually, someone at my mom's building fell. You can sue the city.
Exactly.
They need to have that done. Because if the city's own bylaw, you as a person who owns a house, you have to have that snow cleared in 24 hours off of your walkway. City of Toronto takes them a week. So they're breaking their own bylaw.
Of course they are. They're politicians.
Yeah. But now the one thing I will say, I'm gonna get a little political here. Someone on your page wrote, "Oh, well, it's the Liberal government." Look, people didn't understand. I'm social studies in school. The city, the municipalities handle snow. There's no party politics at the city level. Olivia Chow is not, yes, she was a member of the NDP. She's not now. She has no affiliation. So some people, and it's not just this, they go online and they say, well, I'm blaming Trudeau for this. It's like, no. You have to look into what the issue is and who's in charge of it.
Yeah.
You can't just blame Trudeau or Ford for something that they have nothing to do with. Mm-hmm. You really have to study it, right? And I think, like, I wasn't going to get into it, but that's just my one thing. It's very easy to blame the Liberals, but they have nothing to do with snow clearing. That's federal government.
Yeah. There may be some liberals in.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, there may be some liberals in city council though.
Former members of the party, maybe, but like when they run for council, they're no longer a member of the party. They run by themselves. Although, like,
they still have the political views, right?
Yeah, but technically, they're not a member of the party. Even though the parties can back them.
You don't have to be a member of a party to have the views of that party. Like you agree with the NDP, right?
But I'm also a member of the party. I pay to have my membership.
Okay, well, not everybody does that, but they still hold the views.
Yeah,
they agree with the party.
Yeah, but technically, because if you come from a technical perspective, they're not a member of the party. So technically, they can have the views all they want.
Yeah.
But technically, at the municipal level, they're not affiliated with the political parties.
Uh-huh.
Technically, like they can still of course they're still buddy and they get endorsed. But technically, and it's just funny, like when you see something happen here in Toronto and it's a municipal issue, we're gonna blame Trudeau, but he has nothing to do with it. All he does is gives the city money, and then the city does what they want with it.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I mean? You really have to do your research and listen to your social studies. But anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. You're right. It was a good thing.
Well, luckily they actually did end up clearing it too, which was
finally.
Yeah, it was like yesterday. Yeah. Well, this is being taped Friday, as you probably know.
I'll laugh if the guy comments on this video, because I'm actually going to follow him, and I hope he follows me back.
I wouldn't bother with him.
Why don't we bring him on the show? Nice,
he's
healthy
a fucking
debate.
troll.
I mean, just like the old days, if we can have a healthy debate in this car.
No, he already proved he was a troll by doing the whole stupid ad hominem thing. He wasn't even arguing with my point or whatever. He was just.
Oh, I know.
He was just calling. He was just saying, "Oh, you immigrants! You don't even know what it's really like." Yeah, but that just tells me that the guy's a fucking troll. He doesn't care about debating. He just fucking. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna.
He's a 14-year-old kid.
Well, there's some pretty immature adults out there too. Let's be real. Anyway, enough about him. Enough about that. I've already given him more time than he deserves.
I mean, we didn't name him.
No, I know, but I'm saying I've given him more.
Not be named.
I've given him more attention than he deserves at this point. So I'm just gonna.
How do you know he's a he, Brandon? Did he tell you his gender? I'm just playing.
Anyway.
Maybe you know this person.
Well, you say be scared that you created a second account and you're just using it to mess with me?
What are you talking about?
You said I might know the person.
I don't know. You tell me. I've never met the person. Yeah. I'm just saying because like you keep saying he. How do
I know it's not you?
That is true. How do you know it's not any of your other friends?
I don't. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I usually always post a picture of myself as my profile picture.
Well, true, but if you didn't want anybody to know it was you wouldn't do that.
That's true.
I know. Anyway, I think we spent more enough time on this. I think. What do you think? We should wrap this up unless you got something else you want to talk about?
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Me personally, no.
No, me neither. All right, guys. We will see you in a few weeks for our recap video of the chamber. Which I'm going to. He's not. Yeah. Hope you have a good week. We'll see you soon. Peace out.